Hi, welcome back to my mini-series 30 Days of Tiny Teaching Tricks. In this mini-series, I'm posting a video every day up until YouTube for the next 30 days. And I've only given myself two rules. One, I have to be able to share something that I find valuable for your classroom and hopefully levels up something in your classroom. And the second thing is that it needs to be in 5 minutes or under. So today I'm going to be focusing on writing. So in your preschool years, you'll be noticing that your children are transitioning from the palmer grip into a tripod grip. To help those children that are still working out how to hold their pens and pencils correctly with a tripod grip, this is the trick that I use. I give them a pom-pom to use in the last two fingers. So the last two fingers are going to be holding onto that pom-pom, which leaves the first three fingers here, sorry, I don't know if you can see correctly, automatically in this tripod grip here. It's very hard to hold the pom-pom in the back and go back to using a palmer grip. So this is a great way to help them practicing their tripod grip right there. The second thing I look out for when I'm teaching children how to write is I look at where their elbow and their wrist is. Both of those are, the placement of both of those is very, very important. I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you why you need to be looking out for this. So I'm going to lower this down a sec. So when you're writing, you need to make sure that both your elbow and your wrist is down on the paper as you are writing. The problem is if you see your wrist or the elbow up this way, it means that the fingers are not strong enough. And the child is getting their strength from the elbow onto the wrist to push down on the paper to write. It needs to both be down there, and the fingers need to be the one pushing down on the paper. The problem is if you leave this with the elbow up and the wrist up, is that it tires out the arm and the fingers don't get to do the job that they're doing, and they get used to this bad habit of the wrist up and the wrist and the elbow up. So the first thing you need to be doing is making sure that these two are firmly placed down on the table. If it ever floats up, you just keep making sure that the wrist and the elbow are down as they are drawing on there. The third thing you need to be looking out for is if a child keeps switching from hand to hand. That's normally because a dominance in one side hasn't been built up fully, because they might be fatiguing in one hand and they're switching to the other one to keep going. If that is the case, I would speak to the parents and see what they thought the more dominant hand is, together with your own observations, and I would encourage them to keep using that dominant hand so their strength and dexterity was built up in that one side. Try that in your classroom and I'll see you in the next class. Bye!